Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Sondering Tarot. As you can see, we'll be using our the little magical Circus Tarot again for today's daily tarot reading. And if you did not see yesterday's video, this is a majors only deck. We have the moon card tapestry on the table. It's the first of a new month. And Mercury retrograde has officially started. So let's see what they have to say. Alright, my lovelies, I have all your cards out on the table. There's not that many, but keep in mind they're all major arcanas. There's a reason why my ancestors are calling for major arcana decks at this time, and it's simply because we're in between eclipses and it's the beginning of Mercury retrograde, so there's a big jump of major energy going around that can influence humanity as a whole. So here we go. Best part of your day. We start out with death. The Hermit in the reverse. The Lovers in the reverse. And Temperance. Okay. Okay, I get two different energies with this. Number one, we're capable of making great changes, not only for ourselves, but possibly others, by disconnecting to things that do no longer serve us, or things that we've needed to release for quite some time. Hence why we reclaim our alchemic ability here with the Temperance, but we also bring balance back to ourselves, a balance within the collective as a whole as a result. Also, there could be a little bit of an ego death going on, and that says something considering we start out with a Mercury retrograde in Aries, so the ego is going to show up during this time period. If we change that, if we go through a little bit of an ego death and act more on the behalf of others, or realize that we are not alone, and as disconnected as we sometimes feel from others, that we don't feel like we are one, we are part of a collective, we are part of a whole, we are the many that make up the whole, we can actually circle back around and bring a more balanced attitude, understanding, and emotional state by having that shift, by realizing I am not just me, I am not just the only person in the world, I am not just the only one going through things. Because here's the thing about Mercury retrograde, especially in Aries, is that we're going to be more prone to me, myself, and I. My outlook, my problems, my viewpoint, my emotions. And this can lead to being stubborn. This can lead to fights. This can lead to the, my way or the highway type kind of attitude. So the fact that we're able to shift our perspective and realize that maybe we're not as disconnected or separate or different than anyone else. We all have problems. We all have issues. We all have things going on. It is fabulous. Okay, that's actually a very big energy, because that also means that if we become aware of that on literally any level, even if it's a small one or even a big one, which would be even better, it means we're also probably not going to try and push our viewpoints, our beliefs, our ego, and our reality or how we perceive our own reality onto someone else. And that's big. That's really big. Okay, the worst part of your day is literally the sun. Being able to create happiness, have happiness, be happy where you are, be happy with your circumstances, with what you're given, dealing with things in a more positive attitude, in a more constructive way, in a more beneficial way with your energy. This is that Mercury retrograde in Aries energy kind of showing up. We're going to be more prone to discontent. We're going to be more prone to frustration and seeing the negative aspect and getting fed up and angry with it, and maybe even distrustful of others, things like that are going to crop up. Hence why the best part of our day showing up the way it is really fantastic. Okay, obstacle, or how to get over the obstacle. We start out with the devil. No big surprise that showed up. The hangman. The tower. And the emperor. Okay, this is where we realize things are going on with us, going on with other people, going on astrologically. That Mercury retrograde does not help. The extra energy from the lunar eclipse that we had, and then the solar eclipse coming up on the 8th of April. There's a lot going on everywhere. There's distractions everywhere. There's major energy everywhere. And all of us have our own hang-ups, our own issues, all these things going on all at the same time. Being made aware of that, or needing to be made aware of that, can lead to some big changes. Not only in what we do, what we say, how we react, but more appropriate, learning what is in our control. Because there's no point of being angry at something that we have no say over. Literally. So if someone else comes at you with that whole angry Aries energy from Mercury retrograde, and realizing, oh, they're going through something. Oh, that's not my problem. Oh, I'm not at fault for that. And that it's nothing that I can fix for them. It's nothing I can change for them. That is out of my control. So I don't have to engage them in their behavior. I don't have to fight back. I don't have to defend myself. I can just let them go through their own process all on their own until they get it. Why? Because their circumstances are out of my control. I am not responsible for that. I do not have to take responsibility for that. On the same note, if this is you, other people might realize this about you, that they are not responsible for your worries or cares. They are not the one responsible for fixing it for you. You need to do that. So it needs to be you that needs to be large and in charge and take care of your own baggage. It's great when we have connection, we realize that there is overlap. We are all human. We are all part of the human race. This is us being part of the collective. I don't want to say hive mind because that is incorrect. But having that empathy, the compassion, the concern, and the connection to realize that we experience things similar or react the same way is great. It's fantastic. It's a way of connection, yes. But at the same time, it needs to be done in a more productive manner. In this case, you have the ability to try and discipline yourself in order to make sure that that connection is a more positive one. Literally, the hardest part of our day is how to keep it positive, how to keep it a high vibration, how to make sure that things are more conducive to a better environment. Whether that is emotionally, physically, mentally, that covers everything. So we each have a part to play. And sometimes things are going to be bad. And we need to realize they're bad, and sometimes that is within our control and without our control. So there's this energy of becoming more aware of how we're responding, whether this is us embodying the negative aspect, or if this is us having a reaction to someone else. Some things are going to be out of our control. Some things are going to not be our responsibility. On the flip side, there's some things that are our responsibility and are within our control, but we may be losing control, in which case that is what needs to change, and it needs to be us that does it, not somebody else, because it's not their responsibility. Okay. I hope everyone's okay today. Seriously, I hope everyone's okay today. You know, give me a shout out in the comment section down below. Let me know at the end of the day how this worked, and if you had any moments where you had this, trip up moment, where you noticed that moment of, oh, I should have done this instead of that, or oh, I realized this was in my control and I did this instead of that, or, you know, let me know. I'd be curious to know. And all your cards here add up to 109, which also reduces to 1 in numerology, the number of the magician or the pioneer. In other words, we can be innovative all on our own in creating the kind of community, atmosphere, connection that we would really like to have, we would really like to see when it comes to us as a whole. At the same time, we create our own reality. So what reality are we creating with all the major energy around? Are we giving into the negative aspect? Are we letting our ego run the show? Are we letting others affect us so much that we take on their reality, their perspectives, their beliefs, their emotions? Or are we literally taking charge of our own destiny and changing things and creating a better outcome for ourselves? Okay, that was a lot. I fully admit that was a lot. And for those of you that do like the astrological portion, we do have several placements. Of course, we have Mercury retrograde, which I've mentioned multiple times, in Aries. So that begins today. So fights, irritability, frustrations, I kind of already touched on that. The ego can show up. Try to focus the energy more productively with that, please. Yes, take the initiative with something you want even a second chance at, because there's the opportunity for that showing up with this placement. The moon enters Capricorn. You can be more focused on where do you want your life to go. You can focus on long-term plans. It's great for Capricorn energy, and since I have a moon in Capricorn, I totally get that. So just make sure you're trying to stick with that energy instead of giving into the more negative. And then, of course, we have the last quarter moon in Capricorn. So you can focus on clearing out and cleaning up things pertaining to your goals in your path moving forward, especially over about the next week while we're still in that last quarter moon energy. So you can do that very responsibly and pretty focused. But that's all on what you let distract you at the same time. Mercury retrograde is going to bring you lots of distractions, especially when it comes to your ego or other people's ego or hang-ups. So be mindful of it. That's why I keep getting that energy of, is it your responsibility or not? Is it within your control or not? You might have to have more discipline over yourself, whether or not it's you having the issue. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. And if this resonates for you, by all means, give me a big thumbs up. It's the quickest way to let me know that you resonate with the reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!